phone call, but so I would like to have a referral. I usually take a 30% referral agreement, and I'd like for that to happen. So can you send me over a referral agreement, or I'll send it over to you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'll send you over a referral agreement for 30%.
Yeah, my mission is to keep this thing on track and get it sold. So,
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Marty, you're amazing. Thank you. Please rekey that. I may have doubled up on the second batch of copy that went through there. Please do that. My ability to type is limited right now. Oh my gosh, look at that. Live in person, Shauna Clyburn from ATL. What's up, my friend? Long time no see.
Happy to be here this morning and on camera.
On camera. All right, let's go live on Facebook. Before we go
Good
live,
morning, Chris. I got here early, so I wouldn't butcher a scripts practice with you today.
that's good, Jonathan. Thank you for getting out of bed. Or at least turning on your phone. All right, let's go to the group. Stand by, everyone. Facebook. All right, keep standing by. All right, very good. I think. All right, greetings, one and all. It is the National Real Estate Conversation, and we've got some good scripts to work on today, giving you an opportunity to get prepared for the big day. I need a poll from everybody. I see many of you are behind your desks already, ready to engage. That's exactly where we should start today. Give me an idea of what your expired count looks like at the end of February. National Real Estate Conversation, and we've got some. What's some expired counts on February 28th, 2024 for your city? Paul's got 11. Love it. What else you have? Who's got some expireds in their market? Let me get some numbers around there. Put that in the chat. 42, like that. You see, there's opportunity. You know what they didn't remember? They didn't remember that we got 29 days in February this year. So they just put the 28th because that's all they think is the end of the month. So there, how many, Dan or D? 800 in Atlanta. My goodness, there's a lot of opportunity in Atlanta for today. My. What is what is uh what is your mission today? We've got to make some contact with people who are ready to go back in the market. Today is especially a key day to do this. Even more important than January 1st, that those people that are going to relist today, are they committed to the spring? Like, really, those conversations that you could have today will be the ones that will blossom here in the next 2 to 3 weeks and be back on the market with your sign in the yard. It's worth the squeeze, guys. Knock on some doors. You look at some. If you got no access to phone numbers, just draw a map around where you live in your matrix or your MLS, whatever that platform is, and see which expireds came up near you. And that way you go by and knock on the door, not only as the active realtor, but you're also experienced and local. And that's a thread to do that. Yeah, you can't cold call in New York, unfortunately. But you can leave door hangers, can you not? Like, that's the effort. What's the marketing effort that is allowed in your state and your MLS that gives you a chance to reach out to people today? If you just call one or two of them to build a relationship, maybe they have a problem. What's a condition that we could easily solve with a for sale by owner that maybe the previous agent didn't besides price? What's a condition that you would provide insight to? Give me a raise a hand, just some ideas around where these threads could go. What's an insight for an expired that you could cure with your amazing real estate stuff? Come on, realtors. Give me an idea. What's a condition these expired sometimes have?
We're quiet today. All right, I'll
Bad,
I'll
bad
bite.
photos.
Oop,
Matt Cannon says bad photographs. Are there still people doing flip phone photographs? There are.
Yeah,
There
some
are.
people are doing sketches.
Oh my gosh, if you're drawing a caricature, I don't care if you had the job on the boardwalk as a kid. Don't draw caricatures of the rooms. Take pictures. Good quality photographs. P. Hudson.
Answering the phone. It's a big one here in Atlanta.
Answering the phone. Kim Thomas, was that you?
No, I think I'm gonna answer the question like um, agents putting property on the market and they're not staged properly. A lot of cluttering that you see inside the photos. It's
If you've done the personality class with us at DISC class and you're a high I agent, or imagine somebody who is a high I agent and they walk into a property that terribly needs staging and they don't have the heart to tell people, you got to take down the whole wall of family photos. All has to go, y'all. And then if you pull it off and it has all those little outlines of photographs, what do we need to do next? Paint it. It's not expensive. Gallon of paint, little drop cloth. Y'all can knock it out in an evening. Just get it done because we can't sell a house that looks like a worn out used tire. Julie Hess, what about Central PA? What's a solution that we can bring to the table you'd expect expireds to have?
well, I guess my question, I usually think it's either condition or price. I think it still comes down to that no matter what. So I guess my question would be what was the strategy put in place for the pricing after 7 days? So I guess the thing is, can I show you our strategies, how we get homes sold? And really go in with this is how we do it. This is the strategy, and put in place a reduction if they're overpriced after 7 days. This is what we're going to do.
The leadership helps people follow the plan. Like there's in the Iditarod, there's a reason that they put a lead dog to run because it pulls the pack with them. And while we are much more glorious than a Unpero, we will be the lead dog in real estate because we know how to do the system. And very often, if people haven't had success, then they need a system. And them driving the system needs information to follow us because we're the leader. And so be the leader of that conversation. I love it. John T.
Hey, basically what Julie said is just being that truth agent, smacking them in the face with honesty, saying, hey, this is what's really happening.
Gently,
So
gently caress the
I
face.
love Disney World too, but it's a fantasy place, So
yeah, it is. It is. Barbara Haley, tell us about this.
Hi there. Carefully qualifying buyers and not just letting everybody through the door.
Because they're going to have this thing where they say, Barbara, we don't want all these people through the door. Right. And the solution is what Barbara said. If I carefully qualified every buyer that had an access to the home and made sure they understood what they were getting into, does that sound like the right agent for you? Like that's the script. When it puts it back on them, they may have felt they got underrepresented. They picked the part-time realtor and they just didn't know how to get out of the contract. I'm sharing that with you because in the pre-show, we talked about how sometimes careless realtors can be. Not even checking if stuff is in a withdrawn status on their MLS. I mean, seriously, guys, don't list the property that's currently under agreement. And if you do engage that seller, you go investigate their property, call the other agent and say, hey, this person called me and said, hey, I want to do this thing. And now they're in a dialogue with me and I don't want to list it and be in violation of our agreement. So it's always good to have some conversations ahead of time. I will say in the chat, there's some good stuff that has been put in. And if we could repost that script that's been so graciously rekeyed, Marty, in 2 formats here, we can go ahead and have people use that as a copy and paste type thing. Awesome. That way, of course they shouldn't have the conversation, but they do. Ghost money, Jonathan. No, Jonathan, we're not going to do ghost money. All right, so there's two pieces of the script. Marty had written the first one there. Back. One of the things that you call people with, and they'll say to you when they hit expired, when they hit frustration with our market, they'll say, we are just going to sell it on our own. And the first thing you should say is what was posted here. I'll repost this first part of the script there. I'm going to get the second part in just a second. Here's part 2. When they say to you, hey, we're just going to sell it on our own, say to them, I agree, you probably could. So ignore Jonathan's thing. That's not part of the script, but the script is right there. I'll read it through to you. And this is a script that you can practice for expired calling, because they will push up the objection that says, hey, we can just sell it on our own. I agree. You probably could just sell it on your own. And I'm sure you know what you're doing. I mean, I'm clear on, just based on my conversation with you, that you're doing all the right things. You've represented the home. It looks great online. But however you run into the challenge is this: does the buyer pay the commission? So for the buyers, there are no real estate fees involved, is there? Who's getting upset about this one? How do you talk about this? Oh, somebody's going to get nervous. How are you going to talk about this? How are you going to talk about the commissions here? This is one of the old scripts that we had here in the book. But I want you to think about ways that the dialogue has to come to the table, about how fees are involved. So how do you bring that up in the conversation? Which ways that you could solve this? Sometimes the scripts that you're going to see need a little bit of a tweak to them, like this one. What would you say to this?
Would you just ask them, what are you willing to offer on this? Or do you just be upfront with them and say, honestly, a buyer is responsible for having that conversation with their own realtor. And if that realtor doesn't have the intestinal fortitude to have that conversation with their buyer about how they're going to get paid, that is not your fault, Mr. Seller. This is something that you have to agree on. This is something you have to offer, and it's completely up to you.
It is up to the seller, isn't it?
Chris.
Yeah.
What I did recently is just, explain, I always do a cost sheet right away, get to the net. Everybody wants to get to the numbers, so I just do a cost sheet and then go down the bottom and ask if the net is good. But I explain it as, this is our fee. And then what we do as a broker is we offer half of that, or a portion of that. We offer a portion of that out to all the other agents that are going to bring all those pre-qualified buyers through the home and write us up an amazing offer. So I make it that we're offering it, not them. This is our fee. And then what we do is we offer a portion out there so that all those agents on the MLS will bring all their pre-qualified buyers to your home and get us a great offer that'll get us to settlement.
Should you have a
Our
footing
fee,
on your
and
fee?
this is what we do with our fee.
You should have a footing on your fee. Have an understanding of what you are worth in your business. And that's how you have this conversation, guys. That it's not always about some type of difference. It's a acknowledgement that we're going to be remunerated, compensated, paid for selling a house. And here's what my fees are. Now, it's your choice, Mr. Seller, to make this offer to another agent. Here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to have that conversation with the other agent so that they know how to dialogue with their client and make an offer that you could accept on your house. If I could be out front and have those tough conversations, is that the kind of agent that you think would help you get the offer you get excited about? We're going to have these dialogues with people about commission. And so I want you to practice that today. I want you to think about what will happen when you're challenged with the commission side. We're going to be presented with a way that we solved it in the past, like this script, that may have threads of value. But when you're with a seller and the seller says, I can do this on my own, I'm not paying you all those fees. No, I get it. You probably could do it on your own. And in fact, your home looks great and you're doing all the right things. But let me ask you this. if you knew you could have somebody advocate for you and bring buyers out of the woodwork who'd pay their own fee, would that be worth a conversation? Because the techniques that I use open the doors and the eyes to the buyers and help them see how their agent represents them. And I represent you. So my fees are here in the bottom of this cost sheet, like Julie talked about. If you knew your only expenses were these, would that be a way that we could work together? Because then my skills can go into dialogue with the other agent and have them put together an offer that makes sense to you. Doesn't that sound like the kind of agent that you want? Get comfortable practicing commission talk, everyone. We're going to have these very, very soon. So this is a chance to practice commission talk. We have no standard fee. We have no minimum. This is what you charge for your services. And so in their mind, what's the number they always think about? Because the culture of America tells them that. 7654321, who knows? But you're going to have a value for yourself. Are you going to be that realtor, or are you going to be the realtor that has a plan and a mission to get this home sold? Chef Keith.
Good morning, Chris, and everyone else. I believe you just touched on what I was thinking about, because I have to assume that the seller has the time it takes to effectively manage all of these different aspects, to promote a house, to get it out there to various agents, to be able to talk to agents and buyers alike, to be able to vet buyers and make sure that they were all qualified. Is that time that you have on your hands? I doubt very much if anyone that owns a home can actually do this job and maintain their home or maintain their lifestyle.
Listen to what Keith said. It's about time. Everybody has a value for time. They can devalue the photographs, the staging. They can devalue a lot of that, but they all have a value of their time, and they know that they're not going to be the best at it doing it the first time. If any of you have done auto repair before, changing spark plugs doesn't seem like rocket science. Yet if you have a 2006 F-150, those spark plugs are giant and they all break. So it's better to spend the $300 to have somebody else do it who's got the experience. So those are the things that we encounter in our business. So in the breakout rooms down below, you can click on that, open up a breakout room, get around Robin, talk about how to do your commission. What will you do to broker the conversation about commissions? There's a lot of different strategies to this. Somebody has a number in their mind. Doesn't mean it comes out of your pocket. It might just mean you have to have a good conversation with the buyer's agent about how to craft an offer that works in the situation. So practice commissions, everybody. Go to breakout rooms, get around Robin. We'll be back just before the top of the hour with Golden Bumper Sticker Nuggets. Double thumbs up. Kim LaPlante has her hand up. Hey, Kim.
Hey, good morning. How
Oh, I lost you. Kim, are you here?
are you there?
I'm here, Kim.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Question kind of around all of this. So I have a listing coming up that had already been on the market for 6 months with another realtor. And I already know some things to do with that, but there's how do you clean up another realtor's mess? I've got another potential that it was originally listed at like 689 and they have it's down to 550. And the seller has kind of hinted that I could be next if it doesn't work out. The other realtor doesn't have an expiration date on MLS, so I don't even know when it expires. But to me, that going from 689 to 550, that's a huge kind of mess to clean up. I already know some things like you've mentioned, the photographs were not good, the staging. How else do you work with that?
It's all about you getting a result in the timeline that you wanted, and Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And obviously you didn't achieve that. you're currently at a place now where you're far off from the original starting point. Tell me about that starting point. What were you looking at that time that led you to believe that could be the outcome? Did you see other homes like yours that did that? Let's take a look at that together. Here's the homes that were sold during that time period before you were listed. Which one of those was the most comparable that you thought of at that time? Tell me about what you were thinking. So get to a basis of their understanding. And now that we can see that basis, can you see the differences that I could identify? Like that one has a walkout basement and it has another 1,000 square feet down there. Granted, it's underground, but it is a walkout basement. Can you see the value in having, a game room, a storage room, and a fireplace downstairs? Yeah, a lot of buyers can see that too. We're always going to juxtapose the evidence with the buyer opinion, not our opinion. I'm here to translate the market for you and the buyer so that you know exactly what they're thinking. And when you were competing against that group, they decided on these other homes instead of yours. And that's why your pricing strategy seemed to be kind of like an escalator. And right now, don't you feel like you're still stuck on that escalator heading down? You want to know what floor to get off on, don't you? So let's make a decision together about what's the most effective comparable that has sold in the last 60 days. And that way, when we see that evidence, we'll know exactly what buyers are thinking. And so you can choose that destination rather than having an unending slide down the slope. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now, I mean, is that, and I know Ian, I saw he wrote, treated as a normal listing. So I guess I just don't even need to think about the fact, okay, it's been on the market for 6 months and it didn't sell. Just treat it as a new listing and not worry about that either. Would that be your advice? Okay.
But when they go 689, they don't let them go 689. That's
no,
not
no. And I don't know that, I can't have that conversation with her since she's still under agreement with the other person, but it's more so I look at, the prospective buyers going, hey, it's been on the market for 6 months. So how do I overcome that? But I guess I don't worry about trying to overcome that.
Yeah. I mean, just give me an idea of pricing. Like the conversation I had yesterday with an agent about my listing was, hey, we think the value is blank. Did you guys, I saw you were under contract before. Did you reach a contract price? And I'm like, actually, yeah, we got it to appraise at blank, had a really seasoned appraiser build out a good comp model and identify for that buyer and that lender that we did have that value. So I think it's got that value in it because it had it last March. And, you might have had some price corrections since then, but at that time it had value for a property that's really hard to comp out.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Barbara is back.
Okay, so I'm driving, so it's a little complicated. But going back to FSBOs, when you go through the script that you gave and they throw out the objection, well, I'm just going to put it on the MLS. I just don't have a clear and, confident comeback to that.
That's certainly a part of the equation, isn't it? Agreement, Barbara. So, that makes sense. That's certainly part of the agreement. And by doing that, you'd attract the calls yourself, right? Have you ever received phone calls from people looking to buy a house before, like scheduling appointments or asking you for documents? Like, have you ever been through that sale process before?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay. Tell me more about that. Were you able to sell the home on your own?
Well, I don't want to get into another objection, so I don't know if I should say yes to that.
But that may be an outcome. So tell me more. Is that when they say yes, and tell me more about that. Show me your cards, Toddler. And if they say no, I haven't. Say, well, as a realtor, obviously I get those calls all the time. And just to share some experiences, we get about 40 to 60 calls a week. And about 70% of them are just tire kickers. Like if you had to answer your phone 70 times a week for people that were potentially tire kickers, do you have even the time in your calendar to do that at a high level?
Right. That makes sense. Not really, no.
Like if you're just waiting for emails, because they may say, well, I'll just have them email me. Okay, yeah, emails are fine too. But when you have a buyer that's really ready to make a decision, like they see an opportunity they can't refuse, do you think they're going to wait for emails or they're going to look for a response quickly because they have to make a decision sooner than later?
Right. And I've called a lot of FSBOs too that they say, just text me. Not everybody wants to text. They want to talk to a person to make sure the house is legit.
What is that? Hold on for
So-
1 second. Not sure what this is all about. There, that was exciting. Who took their on their whiteboard? Aziz, is that what you're doing? That was kind of weird. I didn't touch any buttons.
I think that was me, Chris.
Oh, Big Mike. How do you get special permissions? Oh, because you're in Houston. That's why. All right, Mike. Might be the Bay City connection, Mike. You never know. Oh, my goodness. Ian, of course you did. Ian wants to do drawings. It's good to see you, though. Ian's here from his vacation land. Tore himself away from the beach. He told everybody he was going to go to family reunion. He just went the other direction.
That's true.
It's true. They're all running around Vegas looking for Ian. All right, let me close out these rooms. Oh my goodness. Fun stuff. All right, get your script practice on today, guys. Get your conversations in gear. It's always a value if you get practice in this room with people who will be engaged in real estate talk today. That's why we do the meeting. All right, everybody's coming back on the other side. All right, so Friday, don't forget Fridays if you want to jump into a prayer thing with us during Lent. Fridays at 7:05 Eastern, 6:05 Central, same link. We jump on for about 25 minutes. We do a little Lenten prayer situation. Honored to have everybody if you'd like to come. And we're back on the other side. Oh, no, we're not yet. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Stand by. Lorenzo, are you in Vegas?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my
you see
God.
you see the sleepy eyes.
He is the man. Lorenzo,
but
you are the man.
Just remember,
Honor
what happens
Lorenzo.
in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Honor Lorenzo. He has kept the candle on. It is way too early, Lorenzo. Please get some sleep, bro. You got some stuff going on.
I
this
couldn't
morning.
I couldn't do early birds. That was just too much, man.
Oh,
Court James, the
No.
early birds, man, they're champions.
y'all, we've got to get some sleep some days. Lorenzo, my friend, thank you for being here. It's great to see you. I didn't see New York behind you, so I was worried. I knew you were somewhere else. All right, back on the other side, Golden Bumper Sticker Nuggets. You want to throw out anything to compliment the people you worked out with? All right.
Shirley did a great job in room 7 coaching all of us.
Yeah. Shirley Robinson's amazing.
Impressive.
Keith is here.
I want to take my hat off to the ladies in room 3. We thank you for the whole day. That was a great way for me to come back. It's been a minute, and I
Love
needed that, and I needed to hear you guys. Thank you both.
Keith, we're happy you're here, brother. All right, my friends. Awesome to see everybody today. Once again, my honor to have done this for 4 years. Thanking you for being a great attendee here, and wishing you the best on this amazing day. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you here tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow. Bernadette will be here tomorrow, but we'll see you here on Friday. Ruth Mahasi is here to take us away. Go, my friend Ruth.
I am. You have received the inspiration. Now go put in the perspiration. Woo!
Thank you, Ruth.
Woo-hoo. Have a great day.
All right,
Thank you, everyone.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Okay.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Have a great day, everyone.
Make it a successful day.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Have an expired day.